stand on the existing protocols. Honorable Minister of Health, ably represented by my sister, Dr. Adena, and very distinguished colleagues. I bring greetings from Dr. Adojeji Mohammed, my principal, who regrets his absence here. He would have certainly want to be here, but because of other exigencies of office. Let me also appreciate that a lot is happening in the health sector in our efforts to reverse the very ugly trend in the maternal and child health situation in the country. Just 2 weeks ago, I was privileged also to represent Dr. Ado with the country rep of UNICEF in Kebbi, basically on a mission similar to this mission, scaling up maternal and child health services in Kebbi and Adamawa State, supported by one of our very key and very important partners, the EU. A lot is also being done in the past few years on the part of the government. I must admit and appreciate Dr. Bosede here, because in 2009, working closely with the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency under the leadership of the Honorable Minister of Health, we began a journey of starting the midwife service scheme. And barely 18 months after that scheme, we were privileged to be in India on the presentation of Kaplan Award, which was in recognition of Nigerians' effort to also contribute significantly to reduction of maternal mortality. That scheme today, in a country where there are no many best practices internationally, I think we need to acclaim that. When we go out, you see best practices from smaller countries. We do a lot, but either because of lack of evidence or an oversight on our part, not much is being reported in the international platform on quite a lot of things that we're doing. We're doing alone as government, and we're doing quite a lot also with partners. I think we must appreciate all the partners, UNH4, UNICEF, WHO, UNFPA, and the World Bank. And apart from this, I must also mention that the support of UNH4 in the past 2-3 years in our desired effort to strengthen the health systems through their support has also been very significant. And that all these contributions, to a large extent, they have contributed to progress that we have made in the past 2-3 years in the declining trend of maternal and child mortality. We will not be talking about the appalling health statistics relating to women and children because we are all aware. But we must note that in the past few years, I think significant progress has been made. There are a lot of evidences from the Federal Ministry of Health Statistics, from the MDG Progress Report that was published recently on a lot of progress that is happening. I think all this is not a make of federal government or Federal Ministry of MPCD alone. All the partners, and we must acknowledge and appreciate all their efforts. All the partners have been part of the success story, and they will continue to be part of success stories. On the midwife service scheme, when we started, we predicated the program on 8 components. And one of the components, the first one has to do with improving leadership and governance for maternal and child health service delivery. And we also looked at, in addition to deployment of midwives, some other components of the system, including strengthening the PAC system by providing equipment, supplies, and commodities. And I think this is what the partners today are also backing on. But in addition to that, training was also seen as a very significant component, because a lot of factors have contributed to women in the rural areas not accessing services. There are many, but one that is very important and significant has to do with quality of care. You could have a midwife or a community health extension worker that is trained on modified life-saving skills, but if it's not providing quality care, you are not likely for people to access services. So I think I've also looked at the contribution of UNFP and partners in this direction, and it's similar in terms of providing supplies and commodities and also supporting capacity development. But we must appreciate that this gesture is a drop in the ocean. I think we need to all understand that so that we can continue to further promote partnership. It should not just be at this level alone. The federal government and the partners are doing quite a lot. But we at the agency believe that you cannot drive primary health care in Abuja. The public sector at the federal level and the partners alone cannot contribute significantly to the reducing maternal and child mortality without the states and local governments playing their bits. So I think we want to use this opportunity to call on the states and the local governments to play their part. On the part of federal government, expanding and building on the midwife service scheme is the sure P. But we also know that the states and local governments have their own share of subsidy investment empowerment program. And we are calling them to use these funds to build on what the federal government is doing. This particular issue came up at the National Council on Health, and the commissioners were all there, and we also called on them, they should build on it. Even the states that this contribution is going to support, it's not enough. The states will also have to begin to work together with the local governments to complement what the partners are going to provide. Let me mention also that one thing that is also very significant in the current effort is the CCT, the conditional cash transfer. There are a lot of interventions, including this we're sitting on, which is on the supply side. The demand side needs to also be given similar attention. In addition to advocacy and community mobilization that is ongoing, the CCT is very significant. We want to call on partners to, beyond the donation of drugs, essential supplies and equipment, we want to see how they can also come in to complement what the federal government is doing in the area of conditional cash transfer. We could have all these resources, the drugs and the equipment at the facility. We could place the midwives at the facility. We could train them, but there's still much to do to attract the women and children to the facility, particularly in a poor resource setting like Nigeria where there are a lot of poverty. So I think conditional cash transfer can be a quick win that will help us to be able to demonstrate the impact of this intervention. On this note, I want to once again appreciate all the partners and also want to call on the states and local governments that what we are doing today is just a tip of iceberg. Much needs to be done, and it must be done by them. Thank you and God bless you.